You are not creating your future. You are choosing it from an infinite library of pre-written lives. This statement will likely sound like fantasy, but by the end of this video, the logic behind it will be crystal clear, and it will fundamentally change how you view your own power to shape your destiny, just as it has for those who master this one simple truth. Every possible version of your life, rich, poor, happy, sad, already exists in an infinite library. You aren't creating your future. You're simply choosing a book off the shelf without realizing it. The reason nobody acts on this truth is because its very simplicity is an insult to a mind conditioned for struggle, complexity, and limitation. We have been taught that reality is a singular, solid path we must carve out with blood, sweat, and tears. The truth is, reality is a fluid, multidimensional field of potential, and we are constantly selecting our path through the sheer quality of our inner state. This infinite library is what Vadim Zeland calls the variant space. It is a stationary, eternal information field that contains the script and set design for everything that could possibly happen. Every thought you've ever had, every choice you could ever make, every life you could ever live, from a life of quiet desperation to one of unimaginable triumph, already exists as a finished film strip in this cosmic archive. Time, as we experience it, is simply the movement of a single frame of awareness along one of these film strips. You are not creating the film. You are not writing the script. You are simply choosing which film to watch, and you are doing it every single second. The problem is, most people are making their choice unconsciously, by default, based on the noise of the outside world and the random static of their own thoughts. They are a ship without a rudder drifting aimlessly from one pre-written reality to another, calling it fate. So why, if it's so simple, does almost no one live this way? There are two primary reasons: the prison of the material world and the tyranny of the rational mind. First, the material prison. We are hypnotized by the physical reflection of reality. We are like a moviegoer who is so engrossed in the film that they have forgotten they are sitting in a theater. They try to shout at the screen, to influence the characters, to change the props on the set, all while the film unspools exactly as it was written. This is the state of the average person. You see your bank account, you see your health, you see your relationships, the current frame of the movie, and you believe this is the only reality. You fight with this reflection, you get angry at it, you despair over it, which only serves to lock you more firmly into that specific, undesirable film strip. The real power is not on the screen, it is in the projection booth. You have the ability to switch the film reel. But to do that, you have to first withdraw your attention from the captivating drama of the reflection. Second, the tyranny of the rational mind. Your mind is a magnificent biological computer, but it has a critical limitation. It can only process information from the current film strip. It operates on linear cause and effect. It sees point A and can only conceive of a step-by-step logical path to point B. When you present it with the idea of a reality where you are wealthy, healthy, and fulfilled, point Z, if it cannot see a direct logical path from its current position, it will reject it as fantasy. It will scream, "But how? Show me the steps." This is unrealistic. The mind's insistence on a how is the single greatest saboteur of your power. The variant space is not logical, it is metaphysical. You do not need to build a bridge from your current reality to your desired one. You simply need to tune your being to the frequency of the desired reality, and the universe will shift you onto that track. The how is not your concern. The how is a function of the script that already exists in the library. This is where this model converges with the bleeding edge of theoretical physics. The observer effect in quantum mechanics demonstrates that at the subatomic level, particles exist in a state of pure potential, a wave of probability. Until they are observed, the act of observation collapses the wave into a single, definite particle. All outcomes exist simultaneously until one is selected by consciousness. The variance space is this wave of probability on a macro human scale. Your focused attention, your inner state, is the act of observation that collapses the infinite potential of your life into a single concrete experience. You are collapsing reality into being every moment. So how do you become a conscious selector? How do you deliberately choose a book from the library instead of just grabbing one at random? The mechanism is the unity of heart and mind. This is the engine of reality selection. Your heart or your soul does not think in words, it feels. It is the source of your deepest, non-negotiable sense of comfort and discomfort, your intuition. Your mind does not feel, it thinks. It generates pictures, thoughts, and logical structures. When your heart and mind are in conflict, Your mind says you should take a sensible job while your heart aches for a creative path. The image you project to the reality mirror is fractured and full of static. But when they are in unity, when your mind holds a clear picture of something that your heart genuinely resonates with, you create a coherent, powerful beam of intention. This unified frequency is what tunes you to the corresponding film strip in the variance space. The practical tool for achieving this unity is what Zealand calls the slide. A slide is not just a daydream. It is a meticulously crafted mental film of your desired reality, as if it has already happened. This technique was also the life's work of the 20th century mystic Neville Goddard, who taught that assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled was the supreme creative act. You do not visualize your goal from the outside, like watching a movie of someone else's success. You must step inside the slide. You feel the sun on your skin in that new city. You smell the leather of the car you are driving. You hear the voices of the people who love and respect you. You feel the profound sense of peace and satisfaction in your bones that this reality brings. You loop this slide in your mind, not with desperate longing, but with the calm, matter-of-fact nostalgia of a pleasant memory. You are not trying to make it happen. You are simply remembering a reality that already exists. This regular, disciplined practice of living in the end does something profound. It rewires your inner state. It normalizes the frequency of your desired reality. Your mind, through repetition, begins to accept it as plausible, and your heart, by feeling it, begins to treat it as home. This is the unity. And when this unity is achieved, a mysterious force takes over. This is outer intention. Inner intention is your personal effort to move the props around inside the current movie. It's pushing, hustling, and struggling. Outer intention is the inexplicable force that arises from the variance space itself when your choice is made. It is the force that changes the film reel. It doesn't break the laws of nature. It simply manifests a reality track where the laws of nature bend in your favor. It delivers the how. It's the synchronicities, the lucky breaks, the right people showing up at the right time. Outer intention is the universe's delivery service, and it only activates when you place a clear, non-negotiable order through the unity of your heart and mind. This, then, is the paradox of action. If the reality already exists, should you just sit on your couch and visualize? No, that is a misunderstanding. The action you take is not to create the reality, but to align yourself with it. You must move your feet in the direction of the slide. If your slide is to be a successful author, you must sit down and write. Not because your writing will single-handedly forge your success, but because the act of writing is a physical declaration that you are on the successful author film strip. It is how you demonstrate your choice. You are going to the post office to pick up the package. The simplicity is this: everything exists, your only job is to choose. The method of choosing is to align your inner world, your thoughts and feelings, with the reality you wish to experience. The difficulty, the reason no one does this, is that it requires you to abandon a lifetime of conditioning. It requires you to have more faith in the invisible architecture of reality than in the solid deceptive evidence of your senses. It requires you to stop asking how and to simply have the audacity to choose. You are not a character trapped in a single tragic book. You are the librarian standing at the center of infinite potential. Down in the comments, I want you to tell me, what is the title of the book you are choosing to pull off the shelf next? Don't be shy. Your declaration is the first step in moving your feet in the direction of that slide. And finally, if this video resonated with you, if you felt that spark of recognition that you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe, don't keep this secret to yourself. Share this video with one person you know who feels trapped in their current story. Help them realize they're not the character, they're the librarian too. Thanks for watching. Choose well.